Hey everyone. So I'm not sure why, but YouTube's been showing a lot of videos of my knife content recently. So I wanted to put something out there because I guess people are looking for it. But I wanted to show some of my Spyderco knives. When it comes to a general knife, if someone who's not into high-end knives recommends something, going with a Spyderco is not a bad option. This is not a full complement of Spyderco knives. This is what I have and what I've chosen to spend my money on. So we're going to start over on this side, small to big, and I'll just show you guys what I have and kind of why I have what I have, and mostly kind of where I think each of these knives fit in my use. So this is the Spyderco Delica 4. You can see Delica 4 right over here. This is in grams. I like grams more than ounces. It's a little more precise. 66 grams for this knife as it sits, and this is totally unmodified. This is the Para 3. The only modification I've done to this is I've changed the pocket clip from the standard Spyderco clip, which looks a lot like what's on the Delica 4, to a titanium clip. I found this on Etsy. This is 94 grams. And this is the Paramilitary 2 in crewwear steel. This one is in S45VN. But the modifications, similar titanium clip on the Paramilitary 2, and I added a titanium backspacer. This adds a little weight, but not a ton. Let's find out. And that's 118 grams. Starting with the Delica 4. This Blade HQ version is great. The standard Delica is really nice. This has a lock back, so it doesn't swing open like the other guys. You do have to kind of guide it the whole way. It is a very fine blade, very narrow. Let's see, at the finger hole is 80 thousandths of an inch. You do have, this knife is made in Japan. You do have, like I said, CPM M4, which is a very tough steel. This thing is absolutely great for cutting cardboard. It's a very nice kind of precision knife. It has great balance. You do have steel liners inside of this FRN plastic, and the lockback is really nice. The issue with the lockback is that you can't really close it one-handed easily. You do have to kind of let it close a little bit and then kind of finish it up with your other hand, and you can't really Spidey flick it. So it does require a little more control. Also, the ergonomics on this, you can get a nice thumb ramp, but there's not really a good place to put your index finger up here. So you don't have quite the control as you do on the other guys. But you do have an incredibly fine, precise point that you can do precision work on. This is a really great knife, and it's so lightweight. It's perfect if I'm just walking around the house or whatever. Just throw it in my pocket. It's not a heavyweight knife at all. I love it. This is the first Spyderco that I bought. This is the Para 3, and this knife is great. Of these three, it's actually my personal favorite. You can see I use it a little bit, so I did try to clean this blade up a little bit, but that's fine. This particular model is in CPM S45VN. Sorry about that, my wash machine's in the background. You can see the blade is significantly more thick than on the Delica. As far as blade, you can see that the sharpened edge is almost identical to the Delica, but you do have more height in the blade. You do have a thicker blade as well compared to the Delica. This is 0.13 inches or 130 thousandths. And this is, like I showed, 80 thousandths. So This is definitely a more robust knife. You know, it's heavier. It has a Spyderco compression lock. It's kind of hard to actuate with your left hand. You can do it, but they do actually make left-handed models of this, understanding that people have a harder time. However, you can Spidey flick this really nicely. The standard Para 3 has dual phosphor bronze washers on either side of the blade, and it has a really good action and really good stability of the blade. Great knife, like I said. Then this is the Paramilitary 2. So again, like I said, modification. I did the titanium pocket clip and a titanium backspacer. This is definitely a more robust version of the Para 3, or rather the Para 3 is a pared down version of the Paramilitary 2. Definitely a world different than the Delica. You have a very similar handle and blade thickness to the Para 3. Again, same blade thickness, but you have a much longer cutting blade with a slightly different geometry. Sharpened edge. Let me do the sharpened edge on all of them. This sharpened edge is just over 3 inches, 3.1. And then I guess total blade length, if you want to go into here, is 3.5. Versus the Para 3, you're looking at less than 3 inches for total blade length, and sharpened edge, you're looking at about 2.6. So, and about the same with the Delica, by the way. The 2.5, 2.6 on the sharpened edge, and total blade length is under 3. I see the Para 3 as more of a EDC knife, really good for cutting boxes open, doing, you know, basic tasks that you would need an everyday carry knife for. This one I see as a more dedicated, like it's a really good camp knife, it's a really good backpack knife. It is a robust blade, absolutely, and this one is in CPM Crewwear. They have, again, all different blade steels. They have S45VN, Maximet, you name it. This is a really nice version. Similar to the Para 3, you have the ability to choke up on the blade, which is really nice. But as far as like food prep, stuff like this, this is much better. The Paramilitary 2 is much better, in my opinion, than the Para 3. I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time on this, but I did want to show kind of my 3 Spydercos. If I had to recommend to someone, I would ask if you guys, you know, need a dedicated pocket knife. What are you going to use it for? I'm just going to open boxes occasionally and just have something in my pocket. I don't want something obtrusive, whatever. Delica is my recommendation in whatever steel you have, VG10 or whatever, and that's more of a price question than anything else. If they said, I want an all-around knife, I just want the ability to, you know, kind of have something, and I want it to do kind of everything, jack of all trades, but I don't want something huge. You know, I don't want it to be super heavy or anything, but I still want it to be pretty robust and a good dedicated blade. Para 3 is a great option. I would recommend the deep carry clip on the Para 3, the one that you would put on, for example, from the Delica. It just, such a small-ish knife. Like, I still have a full grip on the handle, even when I don't choke up on it. So this is choking up. This is normal. I still can get all of my fingers on here. I think that it's better to have a deep carry clip on this knife. So I would recommend that. That's like $15. I don't think it's as necessary to change out the clip on the Paramilitary 2. I'm probably going to put a lanyard on this at the end of the video, by the way. But if you want a jack of all trades knife, Para 3 is a great option. You can't really go wrong with that. It is fantastic. And if you want something lighter weight, the Para 3 Lightweight, which I've got a video I will link to up here, I would go with the Para 3 Lightweight. I like the Para 3 more than the lightweight version, but that's just my preference. The Paramilitary 2 is a classic. This has been around maybe the Delica has been around longer. I don't know. It's been around longer than the Para 3, obviously. But this one, I don't even know if the pocket clip is necessary. The backspacer is definitely not necessary. I like it because I live in an old house and I've got flooring nails that pop up every once in a while, so I like to have something that I can beat them down with. This knife is fantastic. I've actually butchered a chicken or a couple of chickens with this. Split off all the joints and different cuts of meat and package them up, and it's really nice. It is a pain in the butt to clean all the salmonella off the canvas scales, but that it is what it is. But yeah, this is a really nice knife. Holds an edge really well, very high quality, and you can't really go wrong with this either. I think the action on the Para 3 is my favorite. Paramilitary 2 is pretty good. It has the same compression lock I'm showing. I don't think I mentioned that as the Para 3. But it's a heavier blade, so it takes a little more oomph to flick it out. But this, I think, is a really good backpack knife, larger knife. I think it might be a hair too big to recommend for most people for an everyday carry knife. I think the Para 3 is better for that everyday carry option, and this is great for an everyday carry, but it's a little small for what I like to use it for. That said, it is absolutely a valid everyday carry knife, and will totally get you by. Pricing on these guys, this one is a hair over, under or over $100 as spec'd. This one was $150, but they're going for more now, and this one was $180, but I got it on super sale. You're looking at kind of around $210, $220. There you go. 3 Spydercos. There's a lot more in the Spyderco lineup if you guys want to take a look at that. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I know I kind of blasted through this video, but I figure there's a lot of good information on all 3 of these knives on YouTube. This is just, again, what I've chosen to spend my money on and what I see their benefits are relative to each other, but you guys can have your own opinions on this as well. If you guys got any questions or personal experience with any of these knives or other Spydercos you would recommend, leave them in the comments. I love interacting with everyone on YouTube. It's a lot of fun. It's an awesome community. Thank you guys. I will see you in the next video.